Today I'm going to show you how to do this simple face number 1 in Gravit Designer. Start with your rounded rectangle. Use your rectangle tool and draw out a rectangle about that big. Move the corner slider all the way over to the right. And then choose a color for skin color. There's a lot of good browns and beige colors in the orange swatch. So you can try out some different ones and see what looks good to you. That looks pretty close to what I had before. Okay, next I'm going to do the eyes. The eyes were just simple ellipses. I'm going to zoom in a bit though. And I'm going to fill the eye with black. I'm going to hold down Alt and drag a copy off to the right, using the guidelines to make sure that it's aligned correctly. Now for the nose, I also just made 2 little ellipses. But I kind of kept them pretty flat. And you'll have to zoom in to get this right. I want to choose a color that's close to my skin color. So I'm going to use the eyedropper and hold it over my face and click to get the same color as the skin color. Then I'm going to click on the fills, and I'm going to go up here in this window at the top, and I'm going to choose something slightly darker so that it shows up. And then hold down Alt and drag a copy of the nostril over to the other side. And you may want to move those and adjust them a little bit. That looks pretty good. Now for the mouth, I just did a simple ellipse on this one. I wanted to try to make a mouth just as simply as possible. So I just did an ellipse and made it kind of reddish, pinkish. And then I made a small rectangle in the middle of it. In a darker color. And you may need to bring the element forward, which you can do with this button, bring element forward button, or through the modify menu, arrange, bring forward, or bring to front. Okay, let's have a look at our other picture. Close enough. Now I'd like to add the glasses. And the way that I made the glasses is with the ellipse tool. Holding down Shift, draw a big circle around one eye. Do not have a fill, but add a border of maybe 10 pixels. And let's go for a light blue color. Okay, let's move that a little bit. Maybe make it a tiny bit larger. Hold down Shift as you drag out a corner. Okay. Get that centered around the eye. Next, I want to make a little reflection in the glass of her eyeglass, and that I will make with a rectangle. Let's zoom in. Okay, I want it to be white, so I'm going to leave that and rotate it and push it up to the upper left corner. I might need to make it a little smaller so that no corners are sticking out. And then I'm going to send to back, send the element backward. So it goes behind the ellipse of the eyeglass. Like that. Okay, now I want to take the reflection rectangle and the eyeglass circle and select them both. So you select one by clicking on it and then hold down Shift and select the other. And then I'm going to group those things so that I can drag a copy over to the other side by holding Alt. Watching the lines so that it gets aligned perfectly. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now we just need to make one more rectangle in blue for the crossbar of her glasses. Let's change that fill color to the same blue. Now we just have the ears to do and the hair. So the ears are ellipses, and as you recall, ears go somewhere between the eyes and the nose. And they're not blue, so we're going to click the eyedropper and choose our skin color. That looks good, and then we will hold down Alt and drag a copy to the other side. Whoop. Okay. Don't forget to save regularly. Alright, for the hair we just need a few rounded rectangles and then some ellipses for her ponytail holders and the little bow on her head. So let's start with a rounded rectangle for the back part of her hair. And we need to round the corners on that by sliding the corner slider. And we will choose a black fill and maybe move it over and send it to the back. I might use the modify menu, arrange, send to back, because it's going to go all the way to the back. Okay, we can change its size still if we want to. We can modify the roundness of the corners. I think I had a little bit more square before. And then we can copy that rounded rectangle and paste it and bring to front. And then we can make it smaller and a little bit more rounded. Push it up. Okay, I I think it should be a little bit bigger to be like the other one. Not quite so tall. That looks pretty good. Looks like this back one could be a little bit lower. So you can make adjustments as you see fit. All right, now we just need 2 more rectangles for her ponytails. And those should be rounded on the corners. Once you've made one, you can hold Alt and drag one across to the other side. And then we can make 2 little ellipses for ponytail holders. I'm going to hold Shift so that they're around, and the space bar will allow me to move it around. I'm going to give that a color of pink. And maybe move my ponytail up with the arrow key just a little bit. All right. I think that one might be a little big comparatively, so we can hold Shift and make it smaller by dragging the corner in. All right, that looks pretty good. And then we can just copy that. We can hold down Alt and drag one over to the other side. Okay. And then there was a bow in her hair, which was made with 3 ellipses. One is the same as the 2 we just made, so we can just drag it up there with Alt drag. Oops, I think it went behind the hair though, so let's bring it to the front. Modify, arrange, bring to front. And now let's make another ellipse in a little bit different color. Alright, and we will hold down Alt and drag off another copy of that. And let's send those, move those back. Send element backward with this send element backward button until it is behind the center. Okay, that's pretty much all there is to it. So have fun, and I'll see you next time.